Let's get controversial for a second, shall we? Now, did you guys know that this little tin can actually help you lose some damn fat? And before you health activists come over here and try to rip my manhood off, let me explain. Please don't forget to like and share this video with your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate every single one of you who show even the slightest ounce of support for the channel. I take every single one of you guys to my heart. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, before I get into the video, I want to make sure that you guys know that I am not a medical professional or a doctor. Every single thing that I'm going to be talking about in this video is through my experience and my knowledge and my research, or through the people that I actually know or have trained before. So what is this thing that I'm holding in my hand? Quite simply put, these are called Zins, a good scent straight from heaven. Simply put, these are oral nicotine pouches that are meant to dissolve in your mouth and your saliva upon putting a pouch in between your cheek and your gums. You're not meant to chew these. Yes, I said nicotine. How can this idiot claim himself as a fitness coach or a personal trainer if he's talking about nicotine? Relax, Lord Svoldemort, I am getting to it. And to explain my points, I'm going to be using the whiteboard right behind me in case you guys did not figure it out already. So firstly, the biggest problem that most people have with nicotine itself is the addictive nature of the substance. And apparently, because of its addictive nature, it causes a whole host of problems. Now, while yes, nicotine is addictive, it's not necessarily the nicotine itself that causes all the problems. It is the modality of the nicotine. So this claim of nicotine being super addictive comes from the cigarettes, from the vape smokers, and many people think that it's the nicotine that actually causes all the damage, when in reality, all the nicotine is actually doing is making them want to come back for more. But what is actually doing the damage is the smoke, or the hot liquid in the vape itself. A very well-known neuroscientist, also known as Dr. Andrew Huberman, that I'm sure most of you guys and girls watching this video know who he is. He himself talks about it, and it's pretty much all over YouTube and all over the internet. And if you want to check it out, pretty sure you can go on the YouTube search bar and find the video of it. It is also worth pointing out that the traditional means of nicotine, aka cigarettes and vapes, are very fast releasing, which is why you keep seeing people go in and out between cigarettes and end up having 12, 15 cigarettes a day, or constantly keep hitting the vape. It's because they're super fast releasing, they get that head rush, and they come back and want more. Although there might be upwards of 6 to 8 milligrams of nicotine per cigarette, your body only realistically absorbs about 1.5 of that because of the smoke. So inherently, it's not necessarily the nicotine that's causing the problem. However, with Zins and orally dissolving forms of nicotine, not only is it almost purely nicotine, it's also very slow releasing, which means it's going to stay in your bloodstream and saliva for a lot longer, making it less likely for you guys to crave more and more. Now, obviously, the dosage in these matters because you have 3 milligram, you have 6 milligram, you have 11 milligram. You get to go all the way up to 30 milligram in certain brands. And of course, the higher the dosage, the more addictive the chemical. But as long as you're not going into super high 30 range, you should be relatively fine. So if you are a smoker, this could actually be a very viable alternative to actually quit the habit. But what about nicotine causing artery blockages or gum damage? Well guys, I want you to take a look at this. Not only is a dose upwards of 50 to 60 milligrams per kilogram of body weight per day considered to be lethal, but also only if it is predominantly inhaled. So if you were to do the math with these Zins, I usually have the 6 milligram pouches. Right now it's 3. And I am more than comfortable and more than satisfied with taking just 4 of them a day, which comes up to about 24 milligrams of nicotine a day. And I weigh 90 kilograms, which means I would have to have 50 times 90 milligrams of nicotine, coming up to 4,500 milligrams of nicotine a day to be in pretty bad shape. And that means I would have to have 750 Zins a day. I couldn't even try to do that if I wanted to. And I and most people around the world have about 4 of these a day, orally induced. Now, secondly, it is undeniable that Zins and orally induced nicotine is a great form of increasing focus. There have been several studies proving these claims. And it is primarily the reason why Dr. Andrew Huberman talks so fondly about these things, is because He is a neuroscientist, and he himself has seen the benefits of actually orally inducing nicotine. Orally induced nicotine has been shown to improve brain function, attention, memory, focus. And I've personally witnessed this too, and it's probably the biggest reason why I even take it in the first place. I personally love having 1 to 2 pouches about 30 to 45 minutes after waking up, following a coffee, and before I get into work for the day, because just allows me to focus a lot more and without necessarily having to feel super groggy as soon as I wake up and get to work. 1 to 2 of these pouches with a coffee locks me in for the next couple of hours without me necessarily having to get up. And thirdly, and probably the biggest reason as to why you guys even chose to click on this video, is Zyns and nicotine's ability to actually help you lose some weight. And no, I don't mean that as soon as you start taking it, it's going to start shredding away all your fat magically. But Zyns and orally induced nicotine has been shown to actually decrease appetite and increase satiety, probably because of increased lipase activity or increasing the peripheral hunger regulation hormone, aka leptin, which allows you to actually feel a lot more full all the time. But basically, in simple terms, nicotine allows you to eat less because you're full a lot more. And if you're full a lot more and you eat less, you basically intake less calories, and as we all know, the only thing that is actually needed to lose weight is a calorie deficit. And if you're naturally eating less, it's much easier for you to be in that calorie deficit. Again, I want to make this very clear that I'm not trying to advise you guys to start pounding in 20-25 Zyn pouches a day just because you want to lose some weight. Not only is that much nicotine not necessarily the best for you, but it's also going to create sort of a placebo-like effect where your nicotine tolerance is going to be so high where it doesn't even affect your body anymore. And at the end of the day, calories are king, and that is essentially all that you need in terms of losing weight. However, keep this in mind, because if you are a big eater or you're severely overweight and you desperately need to reduce your appetite or reduce your food intake in order to lose some of the weight, then going the appetite reduction route could probably be your best bet, because you being super overweight is a much bigger problem than you consuming a little bit of nicotine in the long run. So I hope I cleared some of the controversy up and you guys understand where I'm coming from. Again, this is just my knowledge, my experience, my research. I'm not getting paid to endorse any of these products, although Zyns, if you're watching this video, I'm your guy, man. And I'm also not recommending anybody to take nicotine. Again, if you guys watch this video and you choose to orally induce nicotine, not inhale, I'm completely against that. But if you do choose to orally induce some nicotine, then just know that I was just trying to educate you guys. I'm not at fault, and that it is pretty addictive. So like I said, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. Also, any support for the channel, guys, don't forget to subscribe. And for more videos and controversial topics like this one, leave it in the comments down below. I'm open for anything. It could be alcohol, it could be junk food, Burger King, McDonald's, whatever the hell you guys want to see. I'm open to any suggestion. Cocaine too. So see you all in the next one.